From employee account, employee Tran currently owns 0 bits. Account paid in full. Congratulations on being a stellar team player, Tran D. Oh, well, it looks like it did nothing. How much money did that take from me? Oh, nothing. Okay, I thought it actually took my money, not his money. Okay, cool. Outlands. Do you mean this game? The Outer Worlds? If so, yes. And I'll tell you why. So if you are referring to this, yeah. I don't know how much you know about like Fallout's history, but before Bethesda, and in certain situations, like New Vegas, Fallout New Vegas, wasn't made by Bethesda. It was actually made by a corporation or a company known as Obsidian, who has, when the first Fallout and the studio of the first Fallout kind of split, a lot of the staff went to Bethesda, and then some of the brains behind the first Fallouts went over to a company called Obsidian. So Bethesda picked up the standard IPAs and made Fallout 3 and 4 and 76. Obsidian made New Vegas and 1 and 2. So what happened was Obsidian branched off because they wanted to make their own thing. So what they did is Obsidian made this, which is their first like big new IPA, Outer World. So it's going to feel a lot like Fallout. It has a lot of the same kind of like choices and companions and stuff. It's just set in a completely different atmosphere. And I like this atmosphere because it's very like makes fun of corporate environments and stuff. So there's a lot of like tongue-in-cheek when it comes to like the man and the corporations and the things that they do. And there's certain NPCs and stuff you'll talk to that everything they say is a line from corporate or a like trying to sell you stuff or something like that. It's hilarious at times. It's awesome. Like there's a lot of really good humor in this, and that was one of the reasons I played it. But yeah, you'll notice like there's a time dilation in combat that I'll use here once we start fighting down the road that looks just like VATS because it basically is VATS. So you'll see a lot of similarities between this and Fallout because it's made by some of the same people. But I think comparatively speaking to something like Fallout 76 and even Fallout 4, I had a lot more fun with this. It's much smaller in scope, but I had a lot more fun with it. I think my first run was only like 30 or 40 hours. I don't even think it may have been that much. But there are 2 DLCs. This is the first one. That's almost a year later, but there's another DLC coming out eventually too. So, but yeah, it's a lot like Fallout, but in space, with corporations taking over and making things hilarious. If you haven't watched the main playthrough, I definitely encourage you to. Or if you like Fallout, play the main playthrough. It was a lot of fun. And your choices actually have meaning in this game. Like, you can literally rue the world of evil or become evil. Like, it's pretty interesting how twisted everything becomes in this. There aren't a lot of filler missions at all. Like, all the quests are very specific and have interesting twists. So anyway, okay, so we found a few different kinds of sprats out here. I don't want to kill them though, because they're not attacking me. But there's a red one, a green one, and a white one. So let's go inside the Sprat Shack. Yeah, but they did a lot of work in this game. It's actually pretty impressive. There's a whole system of what is it? It's not called, I can't remember what they're called, but they're basically negative stats. I can't remember what they're called now. Character. flaws. That's what they are. Okay, they're flaws. So as you go through the game and you do different things, if something happens to you too many times, you can get a flaw for it. So I picked up flaws that are based on creatures, but you can get, so like acrophobia. After repeatedly falling from great heights, you no longer function well when the ground is far beneath you. So if you're standing on a cliff, you'll get a perception negative, a temperament negative, a dexterity negative. Same thing with if I fight canids, and same thing if I fight raptidons. But what's cool is you don't have to take the flaws. They pop up if something, like for example, in this case, if you fall too many times, it'll pop up and say, hey, here's a flaw. You can take it or not take it. If you take it, you get extra perk points. So you get a little bit of negative, but there's some ones that aren't that bad. And for it, you get perk points. And then perk points you go through and you can add to your tree here and turn in all kinds of cool stuff. And there's all kinds of cool perks. And then your companions have perks. And then your companions' perks and skills add to your perks and skills. It's super in depth for what it is. So like I have all these bonuses and stuff, and it'll actually tell you where they come from. So like here, this 18 plus is from Parvati. So because I have Parvati on my team, and she has an increase in Persuade, it gives me an increase in Persuade. And here's one from Ellie. And then here's another Parvati and another Ellie. So as you upgrade those skills on them, it upgrades your skills. So what that enables you to do is to not waste skill points. So like I haven't put that many skill points in engineering, but I have over 100 in engineering because I have Ellie and Parvati on me. You do the same thing with medical, the same thing with hack, all that stuff. So every one of your teammates has like 3 different skills that they have points into if you upgrade them. So it's pretty cool. You actually, like I said, you end up being able to max out most of your skills. Now, the max before this DLC was 100. So that's kind of where I geared everything, was so that all of the skills I can make 100 easily. Now it's 150. So I kind of screwed myself a little bit because this DLC opened and there's already things that require 150. And I have nothing anywhere near 150. So that kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? Now that the level cap's increased, I can reset some of those points and do some stuff. So we'll see.
Come here.
Let's have a chat. Hey, look, another Sprat is in here. That one's orange and black. I like that one. Now, if there was just a blue one, that'd be better. Is there anything to... Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Hey, I saw that. What do you think you're doing?
Oh, I can just lie. Nothing at all.
Just don't let me get you again, all right?
I hate doing that because it does lower your reputation. Yeah. Sublight salvage shipping reputation decreased. Is that who's here? Yeah. It's still reviewing me though, so second negative is not bad.
Don't want to chat? Fine. You're on my list now, bub.
Of course I want to chat. What do you want?
All right, inspection time. Look at my eyes for as long as you can without blinking. Starting now.
Keep looking into his eyes.
Look up. Now look down.
Keep looking, you have pretty eyes. Look up, look down.
You're doing swell. Now, name and occupation.
Rader, captain of the Unreliable.
Good enough for me. You're cleared to pass. That was a sanity check. If you had changed like the others, it'd be in your eyes. You'd also be drooling, cursing, and making a mess of the place. Welcome to the Sprat Shack. You can head on downstairs.
I mean, I can't really promise I'm not gonna make a mess of the place. What do you mean by people who said they have changed?
Every day, salvagers and scrappers set out to comb the ruins and make their fortune. The ones who come back, they aren't always the same men or women who left. They change. Never for the better.
What happens when they change?
First, they get real twitchy and paranoid. shouting at folks who aren't there. Then they smell like they soiled themselves, on account of how they soiled themselves. After that, they're gone. Nothing but animals wearing human skin. Seen it happen myself. It's never pretty.
Where exactly am I?
This is the Sprat Shack, the most remote watering hole in the system. Rule number 1, no fighting. Rule number 2, wipe your feet on the way downstairs. We're the only hospitable place on this rock. I want to keep it that way. That's why we have rule number 3. When people change, they stay outside, where they belong.
Let me ask you something.
Just don't ask me to dance.
What do you do around here?
Bouncer, bodyguard, law enforcer. I make sure the Sprat Shack gets only the highest caliber of clientele.
That's us. And I thought this place was gonna be fun.
We get a lot of brand-loyal corporate types, and a lot of cutthroat freelancer types. Both sides have their share of dirty scoundrels. And I hate dirt.
So what kinds of people come here?
This is a sublight bar, so most of our regulars come to plunder the old labs. The facility's locked up behind miles of red tape, so progress is slow. A lot of time to drink and reevaluate, then venture out and try again.
What do you know about Gorgon?
Something bad happened here. Spacer's Choice was developing chemicals. The kind with nasty side effects. Marauders outnumber the rest of us 10 to 1. Either they came from Gorgon, or something draws them here. I don't know which is worse. This place is under a dark cloud, stranger. That's all I know. If you want the history of the Sprat Shack, talk to Lex behind the bar.
Okay, see you later.
Watch yourself out there.
I got more things to steal. You turn the other way, right? Sprint speed plus 10%. Okay. I do like running.
Smell that? Cheap whiskey and stale cigarettes. My kind of place. Oh, ugh. This place smells like Felix's birth.
Felix is the name of the other guy. That's right. Okay. More sprats.
Are you my agent on the ground?
Smuggler.
Sorry?
I've been
Smuggler.
sent to meet a certain someone about a certain merchandise. They're supposed
More sprats. Ooh. No one can see me, right? Thank you. Oh, I need 90 lockpick. Well, that sucks. Oh, lockpick. Perfect.
Wish I could do that.
And before we talk to these fine people, I'm gonna wear my top hat and my suit. We got a bar patron, another bar patron.
You're
Ready?
a humbug, Trixie.
Trixie.
And worse, a thief. I can't steal what's lawfully mine, you tangle-footed dimwit.
Break it up, you two. I've heard more than enough of your shit for one
Always
day.
gotta look for named NPCs. So she's who we're supposed to be talking to. A raving drunk. That's even better. Okay, I want to go upstairs. What's upstairs?
I wouldn't get too close to that railing, just in
Bar
case.
patrons.
You think the folks
Looks like some
will love
rooms.
this place.
Lenora.
I heard a rumor the board is gonna shut this place down.
That'll never happen. This is a sublight bar.
So what?
They be pissing off a legitimate business with connections in every...
Huh, who's this now? Wonder if they could... Nah, who am I kidding?
Sprats everywhere. No wonder they call this place the Sprat Shack. Let's go, Clayton. Ooh. I can play cards or something. I don't think there's any mini games
What's
in
the
this
story
game.
with this place anyhow?
Used to be a
I
shipping
remember.
warehouse. Supplies came in, deadly chemicals
Lots
went
of
out.
bar patrons. Okay.
Who told you that?
I worked here back in the day.
You're pulling my leg.
Nope, it's true.
Oh, it won't let me go up there. That sucks. Oh, wait. Yes, it will. What the heck is this? Overheat? I do like named weapons. Smuggler's note. Sullivan, you were right about this place. I got a lead on some pricey merchandise, and all I had to do was put my ear to the ground. Apparently there's a mine shaft down the road past human inquiry and auditing and due east. Used to be an old dead drop, but no one goes there anymore. Wonder why? Would be dangerous, but what kind of scoundrel would I be if I let the goods sit there unappreciated? Come and join me when you read this. I won't wait for you, but I'll be there. I'll bet there's more loot than I can carry by myself. Jenner.
Someone's in here. Oh, lol.
Always check your toilets. He definitely seems like he's gonna be sick. Sick person. You're so creative with some of the names. Oh, wait, what? Ow. I mean, bar patrons I get, but sick person? That's a little on the nose, if you ask me. Ooh, I found a workbench. There's like notes everywhere. This must be the dude's room that we were looking for. Let's see, 150. I could probably get close to 150 if I have the two people that give me hacking with me. Who's he? Just a bar patron. Requires code to unlock. Okay, okay. Well, we have a good idea want to look at that weapon fast. It is a named weapon. Former Space Choice advertising agent suggested branding this weapon's defective cooling system as its signature feature. She's now vice president. Oh, the irony. Junk, 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 junk. Oh, we got the nav key for Gorgon. Cool, cool. Okay, we're gonna really have to debate on who to bring with me to get my hacking and my lock picking up. Because I hate missing stuff. Okay, we cleaned this room out pretty good, but did we finish cleaning this room out before we went upstairs? I think the
In
answer is
old days,
yes.
I felt like I was part of something important.
Okay, let's talk to the patron downstairs. Can we, forgot how we can put our gun away so we don't point at people's faces the whole time.
Welcome to the Sprat Shack. First one's on the house, and I won't even water it down. What'll it be?
Wine, make it a purple berry. I'm in a chipper mood. Spectrum Rasa, I want to see colors and lots of them. Let's go with vodka.
Bottoms up. I assume you're here for salvage.
Sure, got any leads?
Even if I did, I ain't supposed to play favorites. Most of my regulars are sublight scavengers. They pick over the ruins of Gorgon, spend their earnings at the bar, and head back out the next day. Vicious cycle, but that's life. You're the first new face I've seen in a while.
You know anyone by the name of Lucky Montoya?
Lucky? Sure, I knew him. He could get a little dramatic at times, but he was a good guy. Heard he took on a dangerous job. Spent a lot of time coming and going from the Office of Creative Incubation, just down the road.
Office of Creative Incubation?
That's where the top rungers at Spacer's Choice came up with slogans and marketing. Lucky never told me why it was so important. Awful shame about what happened to him.
What happened?
You really want to hear my story? Law, most everyone around here is sick to death of it by now. Last I saw of Lucky was a few days ago. I went outside for a smoke and a stroll, and I saw this wild canid dragging a bloody limb. So I kicked the canid, scared it off.
Go on.
Get this, the canid was chewing on an honest-to-law human arm. Lucky's arm.
How do you know it belonged to Lucky?
I'm a bartender. Attention to detail is my middle name. Anyway, the arm was clutching a phonograph that mentioned someone named Alex Hawthorne. I did some poking around, and this Hawthorne has a reputation among the salvagers who frequent the bar. So I packaged up the arm nice and tidy and sent it care of the Halcyon Parcel Service. They even gave me a discount on the hazardous waste removal stamp.
Why bother sending the arm at all?
I figured Hawthorne would want to know what happened to his pal. Help Lucky get his affairs in order, you know. Oh, I hate to see people go with unfinished business.
The arm made it to me. I'm Hawthorne's next of kin, sort of.
No kidding. And now you're here? Colony feels smaller than you'd think some days. I'm glad I was here to see this confluence of events, you know? The stars really aligned on this one. And here I am, smack dab in the middle.
Where was Lucky staying?
3rd floor. Once I figured he wasn't coming back to pay his tab, I left his room unlocked to air it out. You can help yourself to anything you left behind. Fair warning, I've been letting the regulars use it for a quick lie down. Just wash your hands when you're done. Trust me.
So you run this place?
Yes and no. The Sprat Shack used to be a shipping and receiving warehouse during the old Project Gorgon days. When Spacer's Choice pulled their guys off-world, Sublight moved in to salvage what we could, and they put me in charge.
So Sublight owns the Sprat Shack now?
Yes and no. Rumor has it there's a Sprat wandering around the Groundbreaker, and he's the legal owner of the Sprat Shack. Hagen's idea.
Dare I ask why a Sprat owns the bar?
See, Hagen didn't want a paper trail that led back to her, so she gave the bar to the Sprat. If there were any legal problems with this place, the Sprat would do the time.
You know, they do something similar in Byzantium. Fancier system, but same idea.
You think a Sprat could own Edgewater? Oh, imagine one wearing Mr. Thompson's little hat.
Anyway, that's what the paperwork says. I don't make the rules.
Oh, Mr. Thompson had a bowler on his head. That'd be awesome. How do you know which one's even the right Sprat?
Easy. His name's Matt. The beautiful thing is, no one could tell Matt Sprat apart from an ordinary vermin. I think that's kind of the point, to send the authorities on a wild Sprat chase.
What happens if Ethel Gabriel turns him into Spratwurst?
Never thought about that. Shit, someone could have eaten my boss. As far as business arrangements go, this one's a head-scratcher, but they say it's all above board, so that's what matters.
They don't mind that you're squatting here?
Yes and no. We're doing a lot more than squatting. We're classing up the joint, keeping the riffraff outside where it belongs. They didn't even serve drinks until I arrived. Talk about wasted potential.
Can you answer any question without starting with yes and no?
Yes. And no. Again, that one was Hagen's idea. She told me that speaking in vague terms keeps you out of trouble. And I don't want any trouble in my place.
How do you get your supplies in and out?
Thirsty people come and go from all over the colony. Mostly on the way to somewhere better. Some are well-connected. And not everyone pays with bits. That's how we get the unconventional goods anyhow. Sublight keeps us well-stocked with the essentials, by which I mean booze.
What do you know about Gorgon?
Spacer's Choice used to brew pharmaceuticals in these parts. That's why the asteroid smells like an old gym sock. They say Adrenatime came from here, just down the road at the old R&D lab. Very hush-hush back in the day.
Would any of the regulars know any information about Gorgon?
Roscoe might tell you more. He spent some time around here before the bar opened up. And I trust him well enough. There's always Leonora, my favorite customer over in the storage room on the 2nd floor. Keeps to herself and always closes out her tab.
What can you tell me about Leonora?
Nice lady. Been coming around a lot these past few months. She isn't with Sublight, but seems to know the lay of the land better than anyone. She spends most of her days drinking alone. I think she's looking to hire someone. If you're open to a side gig.
You know if she spoke to Lucky Montoya?
Now that you mention it, I thought I saw those two sharing stories over a pint. Didn't think twice about it. I don't speak ill of the dead, but Leonora deserves better company. That Lucky was no good for her.
What's Roscoe's story?
He's been here since opening day. I think he told me he was some kind of journalist. He got left behind when Spacer's Choice pulled out. And I guess no one's coming to get him.
Poor bastard. You looking out for him?
Roscoe's drinks are on the house. We all know how it feels to get left behind. He'll be all right. He's with the family now, and we take care of our own.
Why'd he get left behind?
He didn't tell me, and I didn't ask. I'm his bartender, not his human resources rep. If you believe the chatter, a lot of good folks got left behind, and a lot of bad folks made it out. Sometimes that's all there is to it.
Thanks for the tip.
What are friends for, eh?
Any idea why Spacer's Choice shut down, Gorgon?
I doubt anyone knows the full story. One day the evacuation order went out. Grunts and lab coats scrambled to get anywhere but Gorgon. And the weirdest thing of all, Adrenatime still hit the market. Me, I never touched the stuff. To each their own, but I think it's dangerous.
So Adrenatime is actually our healing medicine, so that's not good. Salvagers must be making a fortune off of Gorgon.
Damn right we are. We've got drugs, scrap metal, prototype weapons, drugs, money, and more drugs. When Spacer's Choice evacuated, everyone dropped their gear and ran. Most of it stayed where it fell, and all of it is up for grabs. Of course, the real treasure is whatever's locked up in the old facility. Until someone figures a way to crack it open, we're just sifting through dirt.
No further questions.
You got it, bub.
How about a drink?
Or maybe a sugar sprat pie? Damn it. We're out of those.
67% discount. Jeez. Let's sell all junk first. You have anything interesting besides chemicals and potions and things? You have outfits. Anything good? Defense, leadership, engineering, dialogue. Your basic dialogue set. Reflexes phobia amplifier releases a field of fear-inducing gases to discourage organic attackers. Well, that seems cool. Chronofield agitator applies a chrono-electric charge to the inside of armor, occasionally stimulating the wearer's brain. Restore some of your time dilation meter. Okay. Cat's eye pressure helm. Perfect, quite sensitive, and delicatessen. Note the lack of the word lawful. But it does give a bonus to hack. I don't think I have a helmet that gives bonus to hack. I might take that. It's not that expensive either. Great body armor helmet upgrades cold damage. I don't use cold damage.